5, Texas will apply stricter regulations to consumable THC and hemp products. Governor Abbott issued an executive order this afternoon aimed at keeping products made with things like Delta 8 and Delta 10 THC out of the hands of children. Multiple state agencies will now work on requiring age verification at any store that wants to sell these products, add testing and labeling requirements, and step up enforcement. Governor Abbott says the legislature can still add better regulations like the ones on alcohol and tobacco, but he says this order will help protect families until then. Lubbock State Senator Charles Perry disagrees with the governor's decision. In a post on X yesterday ahead of the governor's order, Senator Perry said any executive action short of a complete ban on these products won't have any effect. He says age restrictions don't fix the problem, and he says the legislature won't come back to it. Senator Perry says he will still continue to advocate for a complete ban going forward.